Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Certainly. In web development, particularly when working with JavaScript frameworks and libraries like node.js, Express, and MongoDB, validator functions and model exports are crucial for ensuring data integrity and creating maintainable code. Below, I'll provide you with an informative tutorial covering these concepts, along with code examples. Validator functions. Validator functions are used to ensure that the data being inputted into your application meets specific criteria. This is essential for preventing invalid data from being processed or stored. Validator functions can validate various data types, including strings, numbers, dates, and more. Common validation libraries. 1. Joy, a powerful schema description language and data validator for JavaScript. 2. Validator.js, a library of string validators and sanitizers. 3. Express Validator, a set of middlewares for validating and sanitizing request data in Express.js. Example of using Joy for validation. Let's create a simple Express application that validates user input for creating a new user. Step 1. Set up your project. First, you need to set up an Express app. If you haven't already, create a new directory and initialize npm. Step 2. Create the server. Create a file called server.js and add the following code. Step 3. Test the validator. You can test the validator using Postman or curl. Here's an example of a valid request. If the input is invalid, the server will respond with a 400 status code and an error message. Model exports. In a node.js application, particularly when using a database like MongoDB with Mongoose, you'll typically define models that represent your data structure. These models can then be exported for use in other parts of your application. Step 1. Install Mongoose. If you are using MongoDB, install Mongoose. Step 2. Create a user model. Create a folder named models and inside it create a file called user.js. Step 3. Use the model in your server. Now, modify the server.js file to use the user model. Summary. In this tutorial, we covered 1. How to create validator functions using Joy to validate user input in an Express application. 2. How to define and export a Mongoose model for user data. 3. How to integrate both validation and model exporting into a simple user registration API. You can further expand this by adding more fields, using more complex validation, or implementing additional routes for user management. The principles of validation and model exports will help you create robust applications with well-defined data structures.